Now, could you tell us about the events leading up to your suspension?
Yeah, so I've been working here almost a year, and there were serious issues in the shop with the workers. Who felt there was racist discrimination against some of the workers, and there was sexual harassment going on, and there was an issue with the task in particular, like we just weren't being given enough time, and it was really stressing out all the workers. So we came together and decided that we would submit a collective grievance. We joined the union and submit a collective grievance. And so after that, the store manager kind of met with us all, and we went through what the grievance was. And so it looked like they were going to be doing something about it. Then I went away on my annual leave, and things started to kind of slip back. And when I came back from my annual leave, I was pulled into a meeting and was told that I was suspended, and pending an investigation for talking to workers in other shops about the union.
And would you say that management made kind of any effort to engage with you or your other co-workers and the complaints that you've had?
Like I said, initially they met with us. We asked them to meet collectively with the management, but they refused that. They did meet with us individually and went through the collective grievance together, and they promised us that things would be done, that something would be done. Initially, for the first maybe week, it seemed like something would be done, but that was just a bluff. I think nothing seriously has been done.
So there's lots of documented cases of union busting by Tesco. What kind of tactics have you seen employed by management up to now?
So like I said, initially they refused to meet us collectively like we asked, and tried to individualise the issues, trying to tell us that we shouldn't be submitting this grievance together, and that there's a process and that we need to do it individually. Subsequently, but they said they suspended me fairly quickly after that grievance was submitted. Sorry, one sec. Can I just? Yeah, and so they also sent out an email to all the workers in the shop, saying that any colleague participating in the strike action will be considered absent without leave, and therefore will not be paid for failing to attend work. Such an action will also be considered a serious breach of our policies and a failure to follow correct and established procedures, the details of which have already been provided to you. I hope that common sense will prevail. So it's a lot of kind of intimating that they won't accept industrial action.
What sort of an outcome are you hoping for these protests to have?
I think my dismissal is completely unlawful. We workers have a right to trade union organising, and it's completely unlawful for a company to dismiss workers from trade union organising. So the outcome that I would hope for is that I would get my job back, and that Tesco would realise that they're not above the law, and that I would be back to work.
So a common complaint made by union workers these days is that they don't feel their union really sticks up for them in situations like this. Have you found your union to be supportive?
100%. The IW has been backing us to the hilt. I've been able to text them whenever during these events. They've been kind of on call the whole time, and I think most importantly is that every decision that's been made has been made by the workers in the shop. The organisers, they have been giving us all the information we need, giving us all the advice we need, but the ultimate decision for everything that's been happening has been with the workers in the shop, and I think that's core to decent union organising.
So tomorrow is International Workers' Day. Have you any message for workers across the country facing similar situations?
Yeah, I think the workers' movement has historically always faced repression, and that's the thing that we remember on International Workers' Day, in an act of kind of particularly brutal repression when workers were killed for trade union organising. But that this repression has never beaten the workers' movement, and that we need to stick with our unions and stick with the workers' movement to build power for ourselves, and it's the only option we have.